Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Have everyone set up automatically to have cameras off and microphones off, but you're welcome to have your camera on if you like, and come off mute if you have any questions. Get started in just a couple minutes. Wait for folks to come in. Thanks for coming today. I'll go ahead and share my screen so people know that they're in the right place. All right. And see who is working today on this Veterans Day holiday by who's showing up today. Not everybody gets the day off. Coming in on the holiday to spend a little time with us today, or stop by and listen a little bit while you're having your lunch. Hello, welcome. We'll get started in just a minute, waiting, see if we've got any last minute folks coming in. I can go ahead and get started with our introduction while the last few people maybe come in. As always, our TEL Talks are recorded and they'll be up on our website within a few days so that you can share this information with anybody that you think might find it interesting. Welcome to the November TEL Talk. And TEL Talks are topics for early learning leaders. They're specifically monthly webinars based on identified interest areas to facilitate solutions-focused discussions for your questions about the early childhood field in Minnesota. And we, the Child Care Aware organization, has offices in 5 districts and 11 regions throughout the state. We offer professional development. We have our online learning platform, Eager to Learn. We offer grants, scholarships, and Minnesota's QRIS is run through our office as well. And we have some trainer and RBPD support in conjunction with the TARS team. And we also have the Empower to Educate program that we'll be discussing today. Child Care Aware of Minnesota keeps the community informed on the importance of early childhood in Minnesota. So I'm your facilitator. I am Heather Sharmoli, previously the Professional Development Systems Coordinator, as of last month, the Workforce Development Director, and I am glad to welcome you all here today. As we jump into our TEL Talk with our guests today, I invite you to use the raise hand feature or come off mute with any questions that you have. And like I said before, the recording will be available on the Child Care Aware of Minnesota website, and suggestions for future topics and or guests are always welcome. Feel free to email those over to me. All of that said, I would like to welcome today, I'm going to stop sharing here and welcome Lynn Barton. Lynn is our Empower to Educate manager at the Child Care Aware of Minnesota Coordinating Office, and she is here to share with her program about her program, Empower to Educate, today. Welcome, Lynn. You're muted.
Thank you. Yes, I'm happy to be here together. I'm going to share my point. So we're going to be talking about the Empower to Educate program today. I want to thank you for hosting me, Heather, and thank you all for, taking the time to listen and learn together. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. And to all of our veterans out there, thank you for your service and your sacrifice. I'm grateful for the courage and dedication to our country. So happy Veterans Day. So we're going to talk about the 5 W's and the H of the Empower to Educate program, of why Empower to Educate program exists, what is Empower to Educate, who can participate in Empower to Educate, when you can participate in Empower to Educate, where do you sign up, and how E2E can help support staff recruitment and retention. So as Heather was saying, please, feel free to put your questions and comments in the chat as they come up and engage as you feel appropriate. I will not take the whole hour, so we'll have plenty of time at the end for questions and dialogue. And if you're watching the recording, feel free to email any questions that were not addressed during the presentation. So first, a little bit about me and my story and why I'm passionate about the Empower to Educate program. As Heather said, my name is Lynn Barton, and I'm the Empower to Educate Manager at Child Care Aware of Minnesota. And I come with 25 years of licensed family child care experience in 3 different locations. I started family child care after my first child was about 1. I struggled going to work, leaving that infant behind, but I still needed the income. And so, as many others, I decided I would try family child care. My degree was in dietary. I didn't know much about early childhood, but I certainly wanted to try. And it felt like when I tried, I learned everything the hard way. I struggled. I didn't know where to go with my questions. So I started to take every class I could find and afford and fit into my schedule, remembering that it was 1998 and we didn't have all of these courses available online. But so I continued to make business mistakes, but the child and growth and development got a little bit easier for me. And through classes, I got connected with a local child care association, and I got support and a place to go with some of my questions. And I slowly worked my way up the career lattice, one rung at a time. It's my struggle starting in early childhood that drives my passion for Empower to Educate program. Because the Empower to Educate program and the Wayfinder program exists, no one needs to learn everything the hard way like I did. There's support for everyone and anyone who wants to work in the early childhood field. You only need to reach out and connect with a support, and we will get you connected to the support that you need. And yes, this is a picture of my grandson at Halloween. So he is my inspiration for the work. A 2020 Minnesota Deed reports, and I quote, "Most of the cost of running early care and education programs is in staffing. But because programs rely on parents to pay, they can't raise prices above what their parents can afford, which means that they often cannot charge enough to compensate staff at a level that meets the basic cost of living," end quote. And we're all familiar with that squeeze in early childhood. The state is high in job vacancies, so a worker can go anywhere. And often other jobs pay more and don't require the necessary training and responsibility that work in early education requires. People are being often placed in positions that they're not necessarily trained to be in or they're ready for, just to keep the lights on and to keep that program in operation. And so that staff gets frustrated and they leave the profession. There's barriers to the people entering the early childhood care and education field as well, including the low wages and the lack of training and preparation, confusion about licensing processes, uncertainty about technology, and operational business challenges. We often love the children, not necessarily the business and the paperwork part of things. And Empower to Educate is designed to address many of these challenges, which we'll talk more about today. The Child Care Wayfinder and Empower to Educate program launched in July of 2022. So we're a toddler program. We're 3 years old and some of the newest programs of the Child Care Aware of Minnesota system. With funding and support from the Department of Children, Youth, and Family, Child Care Wayfinder works to increase and retain the number of child care program spots for children in the state, while Empower to Educate works to increase the number of educators to fill those spots by supporting new to the field and supporting folks who are already working in the field to advance and sustain their early childhood careers. Both programs provide personalized supports and encouragement for navigating the child care and early education system as a great support for anybody with questions about childcare and early education careers. So today we'll focus on what the Empower to Educate program is. A goal of Empower to Educate is to increase the number of people entering the early childhood workforce by offering benefits such as free training package, an education preparation stipend, job training skills, help assessing and navigating technology, a mentorship program, and a retention bonus after 6 months of employment. This is accomplished through personal support from a local workforce advisor. My role is to support the 17 advisors across the state in the 5 child care aware districts in our tribal region of Mintrac. We have 2 advisors in the Northeast District at Pine Tech Community College. Jennifer and Tiffany are in the blue area. Brittany is the advisor covering the red area in the Northwest District at Lakes and Pines Community Action Partnership. There are 3 advisors in the green West Central District of Milestones, Michaela, Mallory, and Kara. Marissa's in the Southern District in the purple area with Families First of Minnesota. And our 2 advisors serving our tribal early childhood professionals, Janelle and Melissa. And then we have 8 advisors in the Metro District at Think Small. Cheryl and Mary Beth, Erica and Caroline are ready to help everybody. Gabrielle and Santiago are ready to help our Spanish-speaking folks. Famo will help our Somali-speaking educators, and Lucy will help the Hmong-speaking Empower to Educate participants. The advisors provide local individualized support from Empower to Educate participants, meeting over 5 times over a 6-month period. They also do their outreach in their district to bring more folks into the early childhood field. Local engagement is critical to the Empower to Educate programming to ensure that services are designed to meet the needs of all racial and ethnic communities in Minnesota. So let's talk about who the Empower to Educate program is for. These are for participants are interested in beginning a career in family child care or a child care center. They're newer to the early childhood field, working as an aide, an assistant, or a substitute, or they're participants new to their role, maybe a new teacher in a program, or someone who is wanting to start a family child care program. Maybe there's staff who has worked as an infant teacher and now find themselves as a teacher in a toddler or preschool room and need some extra support and professional development. Some participants may have some college level education, but have never worked in early childhood or childcare. Some participants may be working in the field with some professional development or training, and they're interested in beginning a new career path and with additional coursework or becoming to like somebody who wants to be a lead teacher and they're currently an aide. Or maybe they have a degree from another country and they need help sending their transcripts to develop for credit. Our participants also self-identify as economically challenged individuals, which isn't hard to do when we're working in early childhood. To be eligible for Empower to Educate, you must be 16 years of age